final topic of episode 12 of the Irrelevant RockCast is Download Festival. First thing, Matanza Mafia-Fedora has his ticket to his first ever UK festival.
Woohoo!
Are you excited?
Yes, I am, and I get to see Saba for their final farewell!
Indeed, and now that news is now out, yesterday, Download Festival confirmed Baby Metal will be playing the main stage, I believe, fourth band down, fifth slot down due to the Lemmy tribute. And it is a good booking by Download Festival in terms of business. As for response, mixed. What do you think of Baby Metal playing at Download Festival on the Friday, and are you looking forward to it?
I am intrigued, for lack of a better definition, because, we say this about a fair few different artists, but it is basically an experiment. Like, the festival, experience in general, it is meant to be an experiment, isn't it, more than anything? And, well, Baby Metal are the ultimate risk take, because what are they? If not they are essentially three girls, three isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, three girls from Japan who are very, very, very surreal, the way how Japanese music in general, as we have stated before, is generally considered Japanese Oriental versus anything British, American, Occidental, Western culture. It is a very strange contrast. Japan is a very strange place, but it's well worth going to take a look at if you ever do get the chance. And this will sell. It will sell big business, which is, again, what festivals generally are. They are businesses. They are about giving you a chance to experience things in all their forms. Download is basically a rock spectrum fest, and what we do have here is meant to be, essentially a very bold move, actually, by, is it Andy?
Copping.
Yeah, Copping.
However, you could arguably, Andy Copping is a great guy. He is a very good businessman, and he knows how to stay current in the market, to stay alive and sell thousands of tickets.
Yeah.
He works for Live Nations. He's one of the presidents.
Yeah.
And as long as he's there, Download will survive. However, he is a slight hypocrite. Well, actually, you could just say he is a hypocrite, because he said a couple of years ago he would never book Baby Metal, and this is the first time they've ever played Download Festival. Last year, they came on stage during Dragon Force's... Dragon Force did a set in the Pepsi Max tent, and Baby Metal came on stage and performed with them for one song, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So that means they've played the festival, but they haven't been booked to play it. So this is the first time that they have been booked by Andy Copping to play a Download.
Yeah.
And he said he would never book them because I believe him saying once that, it is, a manufactured thing to sell, to sell to people, and it's not necessarily altogether part of our world. And I think he's realised that Baby Metal have not only sold out Wembley, they wowed crowds at both Reading and Sonosphere over the past 2 years, and that having them at his festival is a bold move, but a smart move. And they've put them in the position where they're not too high up the bill to piss off too many people. They'll be playing Friday afternoon before Killswitch Engage, which is interesting, actually, because Baby Metal now play bigger venues than Killswitch.
Yeah.
So that would make you think Baby Metal should be higher than them. However, putting them below Killswitch, in my opinion, is the correct decision, because Killswitch are more established. They've been around longer. Killswitch's latest album sold better than Baby Metal's latest album. And for that reason, and also booking Killswitch is not at all risky. Booking Baby Metal is. I'm not a fan of Baby Metal personally, but I've never seen them. And I'm not a hater, I'm not against them, I'm just partial. I'm partial on Baby Metal, what they stand for, their place at Download, but I will watch them because I am interested. Like Axel DC, it's interesting. It's something to write about, something to see, it's something to tell people. I saw Baby Metal Download Festival main stage because I want to have my say on it, how it went down with the fans.
And also, unlike with AC/DC, which actually the last time they got booked for download was actually Andy Copping essentially losing money through building them their own stage. You know, this is actually something which, as much as I am not a fan myself, I am interested, and that fascination will add me to a list of people that do take this crowd seriously, do take this, group seriously. It will sell on two different levels that AC/DC ended up, they may have outsold the space on the field, but it didn't work. They still ended up costing Download a fair bit of cash.
No, but it worked in terms of selling tickets and making people happy.
Well, yeah, I know, but at the same time, unnecessary cost.
Yeah.
It was a stupid move on AC/DC's behalf. Baby Metal...
Greedy, more like.
Well, yeah, stupidity and greed. They know no link greater than the two. But either way. Basically, with Baby Metal, we have a cash cow. If it's anything more than that, we'll have to wait until we see it. We're not fans of what we have seen and heard, but we're still going to go because we're interested, as we have stated. We want to get the full experience of a festival. I've never had one myself.
I have had many, but I've yet to see Baby Metal. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I have been to so many UK festivals, or the more hard rock and heavy metal oriented ones, I like to see bands that I've never seen before. I've never seen Baby Metal. I've never seen Deftones. I've never seen Disturbed. For that reason alone, I will see all of them.
Yeah.
Because, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a fan of any of those bands, but I like some of the music they've done. Yeah. Maybe not as much Baby Metal, but even still, these are bands that are important. They've had their place in rock history. Deftones are a part of nu metal, as were Disturbed later.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? There was that, and obviously Baby Metal. You could even say Baby Metal are a part of the internet generation because they got huge through YouTube.
Which isn't actually...
For Gimme Chocolate.
Yeah, and it isn't a bad thing, the internet, when you use it for purposes that can skyrocket you, but you will find some random-ass shite on there.
Oh, for sure.
And then again, you will find some pretty decent stuff like Ruby. That's RWBY. That's how you spell out the colour-coordinated team that is the name of that cartoon. Named after their leader, Ruby. Go and check it out. It's a brilliant thing with a brilliant soundtrack. But moving on. Yeah. With Download, they are open for everything. Providing it fits into the spectrum of rock, they'll put anything there. And you really do see it with bands as diverse as the icons of, say, Sabbath, to bands like Baby Metal, and other bands, like the first one I ever saw, Skin Dread.
Indeed.
That alone should tell you about how Download only cares about fitting the rock-oriented term. So, if you are going to go up there and join us, be on the lookout for anything that you haven't seen, and just be aware that you may find it interesting, and if you don't like it once you've seen it, you can still say that you have seen it and you've judged it fairly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what festivals are about. Festivals are about checking out bands that you wouldn't normally see because you have the time to, you pay to, and there's enough choice. There will be times where there's 4 stages, I believe, coming up for this year.
Yeah.
And, if there are bands playing on the first 2 stages that you don't like, go to the 3rd stage, go to the 4th stage.
Yeah.
Go and see bands that you may not have heard of or listened to, because that's what it's there for. It's highly unlikely that over all 3 days you will like every band playing in each slot, and so Baby Metal are a band that the majority of people going to Download would have heard of. And they will get an absolute monster of a crowd. Absolute monster. And that's why they've been booked. Regardless of what people think of them, their opinions, and, musically, how Baby Metal are.
Yeah.
it is a good booking for business and for making the festival move forward. At the end of the day, with all these legendary rock stars dying, and obviously with Motorhead having to be removed due to Lemmy's death, and then replace him with a tribute, and obviously Down being removed due to Phil Anselmo's racist actions, or them removing themselves, I should say.
Yeah.
And, you know, as people, legendary stars in the rock spectrum in general, passing away over the past, 5-6 months, we need new bands to get on the main stage, to have their say. And don't get me wrong, I don't ever want to see Baby Metal headlining Download, but booking them is moving the festival forward. So fair play Andy Copping for doing that.
And also by bringing in people that are only there for Baby Metal, they'll get exposed to bands that they have probably never even heard of before, like Skindred and Deftones, and you name it, it'll probably be there. If anything, it would actually be a very random thing, and I doubt Benji and his lads will ever do this, but imagine Baby Metal actually doing something at an arena, Skindred opening up for them,
and that could work.
And giving something essentially that, Baby Metal couldn't top in terms of a great performance and a great set. I will say, from what I do know of Baby Metal and from my only time actually watching Skindred in Southampton Guildhall, but then binging them like crazy, especially Kill the Power, after that night, they have probably become one of my favourite bands for many reasons that you could cram into that single time at the Guildhall. And, yeah, it would actually benefit Benji if he ever did that. What do you think?
If that tour ever happens, it would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
they're both on Download. They're playing on 2 different stages on 2 different days.
Yeah.
You've got Baby Metal Friday main stage in the afternoon, and Skindred sub-headlining the second stage on the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, Download Festival's fantastic. The Clashes are a pain in the arse. There's bands we like who you can't see. Well, you can see both, but if you want to see their full sets, it's unlikely if they clash.
Yeah.
Like Skindred are clashing with Deftones. That's not confirmed, but it looks likely. Now that clash sucks. You want to see both of them.
Yeah.
But that's what Download does. Iron Maiden and Jane's Addiction, 2 great bands. You want to see both of them.
Is Saxon going to be performing?
Yep, Saxon's going to be clashing with both of those bands because they're headlining the 3rd stage.
Yeah, I still need to really flip the coin with care on that one.
Yeah. I mean, choices at festivals, but if you go to Download every year, you'll know that if you miss them 1 year, a band, you'll see them another year because they'll be back in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Saxon last played in 2012, which, okay, it might have been a fair few years ago. Iron Maiden played in 2013, as did Rammstein. Skindred played in 2014. What was it? Who else? Shinedown played in 2012. So did Hailstorm. Korn last played in 2013. So what you're saying is what comes around goes around. If you miss a band 1 year, you'll see them again either at Download or in their own tour if you're paying to travel. But Download Festival is expensive, but you do get great value for money because to see all those bands over the space of 3 days, think of how much it would cost to pay to see them all separately on their own shows.
Yeah.
With transport money, food.
And then additional things that you may want to buy for the
T-shirts,
event.
merch, yeah.
Yeah, you may even want to buy a flagpole so you can stick your home regional colours on there and then wave it about like they do.
I could imagine seeing you doing that at Download.
With a flag of Hampshire.
Yeah, I can imagine that being mentioned by one of the bands, like, you with the Hampshire flag and the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, that's it for today's podcast. I've enjoyed doing this today. It's been a long time.
Yep, same here. I've loved every single second of it. And, yep, hopefully we'll be able to get more stuff out soon in the news as time goes by about things that we can keep you updated for. We'll definitely have some more stuff come the time closer to Download Fest.
Yes.
But, yeah.
We will be, before Download Festival, we'll be doing a Download Festival preview.
Yeah.
And that'll be a special for you coming up. And, here we go. It's at the end of episode 12. or was it the comeback of the Irrelevant RockCast with Mr. DuPont
Matanza Mafia-Fedora.
and we are out.